And welcome back to your usual edition of the Vibe Reflects. We are back again as per usual, with the usual cast of Adam and Libby.
Hi.
Referred to as cast. We're not exactly actors, but not far off with the dramatics that happen on here. So this week we got a good few bits lined up for us. We got just some interesting stuff put out on the Twitter page for a later topic. If we could get answering that, please. I put out a Twitter post asking parents maybe how much should you give your kids
for Christmas?
Because there's a story that we're going to bring up later. So if possible, can people maybe answer that and give us something back? But anyways, the first bit. Digital skills. How important are they nowadays? They are so important as everything is going to more digital stuff from written things. I ain't written all in like 2 years pretty much. So, but basically, in our local area, Barnsley, there's reported that about 5.5 million it could be invested into people in Barnsley gaining more digital skills. Which, for a town like Barnsley, it's fairly, run down a little bit, not very, very great. It could be a chance for people, to progress more. What do you guys think of it? Could these digital skills help Barnsley out greatly regarding getting out?
In Barnsley, over the past couple of years, there's been lots of buildings being built and stuff like that to help. Especially for us, we got a new building, refurbished and stuff like that, specifically for media and digital media, and I think it's such an important part of life, and especially now because everything's digital, everybody has a phone, everybody uses it, and having the skills to be able to do that, to be able to make videos, to be able to do radio, to do photography, anything like that is so vital. I think it's so important. What do you think, Adam?
Well, it's the only way of life. I mean, it's not going to go back to print media anymore. I mean, I think last time I used a pen was probably last night in your Christmas cards. And that was first time in about 12 months. But yeah, I mean, it's the new way of life. It's like I said, it's not going to go back. And everybody needs to learn, not just Barnsley, but literally everybody needs to get used to digital life.
For anyone that's confused, exactly, digital skills it's everything. Even from just using basic things on a computer, anything at all, digital skills covers. So it could be, the funding could be used to help, some of the, older generation says so, adults, middle-aged adults, or even, trying to get them going a little bit more. Because nowadays, a job, you're gonna have to use a laptop, but any job nowadays, pretty much.
The reason we brought this up is because we wanted to discuss and talk about why digital skills are important to us, especially because we're media students. Exactly. And our whole lives are based on this thing, digital skills. If we don't have these skills, then we're not gonna succeed, basically.
Well, exactly, yeah.
We're broadcast journalism students, and without even thinking it, we use digital skills. We don't think twice about what we're doing now, but for people that don't do this kind of course, it is important, I believe, that they learn how to. Exactly,
because it's not exactly the easiest thing to pick up as such. If you're not brought with it as such, you see, maybe, for example, your grandparents, something like that. A lot of them can't even send an email, for example. So giving starting things for adults that maybe aren't as able, or for students in general, it prepares us.
What do having digital skills mean for you, Adam?
Well, with my career choice, I kind of need these digital skills to progress forward. I mean, I've been doing media for nearly 3 years. And I'm planning on going to uni, and whatever happens after uni, I'm still going to need these skills anyway. But in regards to older generation, I think some of them actually refuse to accept the new way of life because they've always been brought up with newspapers and stuff like that. It's TV news reports, that's probably still quite new to them because they're probably used to reading it in newspapers that often.
A lot of people still do.
And it's like you said, Luke, what did you say now?
Well, I said a lot of them can't even they won't even use email and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's like new technology like iPads and stuff like that. It took my granddad quite a while for him to get to grips with an iPad because they still don't understand it.
When you think about it as well, they were brought up reading newspapers, and that's how they found out what was going on in the world. And now a lot of newspapers and a lot of magazines are online.
They're online, yeah.
They've moved to online. It's better for...
Is it the Guardian that's the main? I think it's the Guardian, and it's either the Guardian or the Teller or something like that. The one of the main newspapers pretty much now online. You pay nowadays.
It's like a subscription to the newspaper.
Same. It's like, for example, Sheffield's got the Star, for example, stuff like that. So it's all a subscription. So instead of going and paying for your daily newspaper, you now have like monthly subscriptions.
It's mad.
Well, imagine us reading a newspaper, a print newspaper. We'd be confused.
Say we're journalism students. I have read the newspaper, like when we do news briefs and stuff, but I don't go out of my way to go buy a newspaper.
No, the only time I read newspaper is maybe on the free one on the bus. Maybe sometimes I used to do that quite a lot.
Yeah, but if you want to know something, you just Google it.
Well, yeah, exactly. But sometimes reading...
But that's how we've been brought up. Technology.
Yeah.
40, 50 years ago, we couldn't have done that.
No.
Well, no.
I feel like the age that we grew up in, like the generation that we grew up in, like especially for us, we were very lucky because we didn't grow up when we were like up until like probably 8 years old. We didn't have social media. We didn't it was there, but like we weren't aware of it. Whereas now you see like 5-year-olds using social media, and I find that baffling. But it's just a way of life, and people that are in the older generation, they don't need to, but it would benefit them massively if they learnt digital skills, and that's why I think it's important.
At the end of the day, though, you could argue as well that even in schools, it's not put enough on curriculum. I think I used to do maybe a lesson. I think we were on that one lesson, maybe two, of like basic ICT skills.
Yeah.
As I say, I only did that like twice. If you want to do things like computer science or even like media related stuff, you had to pick it as an entirely different option completely.
Yeah, at my school it was like you could choose to do media, but it was
GCSE. Yeah, you had to pick it.
And I didn't pick it.
I didn't pick it, but
did you pick media?
Here we are.
GCSE. Yeah, I picked media in school.
What was that like then? What was it?
It was heavily theory based. A lot of stuff we did probably wasn't really connected to the type of media we're doing now, as in like TV news reports, documentaries, filming TV sound, music videos and stuff like that. It was more like merchandise. So it more like
iMedia, basically.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
So do you think that schools would benefit more for having more funding for these kind of subjects?
Just basic ICT.
Well, looked at it, it's quite basic, and obviously when you come to college, it's like a next level of study. So I mean, it's a bit the same difference between college and uni.
To be fair, when I came to college, I didn't know anything. Like I didn't know how to. I knew how to use a computer. I knew the basics, but I didn't know how to use like editing softwares or stuff like that.
I feel like stuff like that should be, I think if you're gonna have a course, I'd say, what the course that you did, Adam, it weren't really were even that beneficial as such.
I mean, it kind of gave me an idea what I'd be getting myself into in college, but that's why I did a level 2, because obviously it was a bit of everything, as Libby already knows.
Yeah.
I mean, editing software in school was different to how it is now, but obviously it's still like blading and chopping clips up. It's all the same. It's all the same.
I do feel though that there should be more things towards getting that. Well, ICT. To do extra ICT, I think you had to pick it as GCSE, which I find that's wrong.
Well, I actually did both, and ICT in school. Well, half at course, 3/4 at course. I'm thinking, where's ICT in this?
I know.
It was ridiculous.
It was so off topic nowadays.
And we're back. So a story that has come up recently that I find madness is there's a woman in Australia that has purchased more than $1,400 worth, which is approximately £800 worth of Christmas toys for her 3-year-old daughter this year, and she's not finished buying, but she's not spent as much on her son. What do you think about that, Adam? How much do you reckon should be spent on kids at Christmas time?
Well, I mean, obviously age is a massive factor, because obviously when you're younger you tend to get more presents, because obviously it's easier. But obviously when you're younger, presents are usually cheaper. So I mean, it's like I average maybe 200-300 a year. But like Luke knows, we get FIFA every year, and that's 50 quid. Darn drain already. So, but yeah, I mean, 800 quid, £800 even. It's I think it's a bit OTT in my opinion.
Yeah, I do agree with that.
So you weren't saying that when we were sat upstairs.
Right.
I've
I've made a point. Yeah, you can't expose me like that.
Yes, I can. Come on.
No,
She just did.
No, she did not. Right, you can't expose me like that just because I get given a lot.
Right. No, when I was growing up, me and my sister, we got equal amounts of money every year, and it was probably around like £300 each, maybe £200-300. And now, because I'm getting older, I'm like 18 now, classed as an adult. My sister is she's 14, so she's going to get more than me this year, which makes sense to me. Because now because I'm an adult now, aren't I? Like, I'm 18. I don't need stuff,
True. Wouldn't you want money for things that an 18-year-old wants to do?
Well, there's nothing that I need.
Apart from a phone, but obviously I don't think that's happening.
Yeah,
that's not
happening. Not this
we're not going to talk about that. But
all right, so then not talk about that. But yeah, don't expose me.
No, I understand like where my parents are coming from with the fact that I'm now 18. But I know my parents, and I know that they won't stick to that. Like,
exactly.
But it makes sense. And when you're a kid, you get spoiled, I think. Like, especially because you just get toys when you're a child, and it makes it look like you've got a lot of presents. And as you get older, the presents get more expensive.
Well,
so it makes it look like you've got less. But this woman has spent this much money on her 3-year-old daughter, and personally, I think that's a bit ridiculous, because is her 3-year-old going to remember what she got bought?
No,
Christmas?
she'll probably chuck it away after like a year.
Exactly. So I think that's a waste of money. What do you think that, Adam? Or
Well, like Luke said, this kid, baby, even she's not going to remember.
No.
So I mean, I know a fair play to mother, she can spoil kid.
Exactly. If you've got the money to do that, then go ahead. But
yeah, so stop exposing me.
I'm not exposing you. I'm talking about this woman.
Luke, don't cry. I can see you tearing up from over here.
But yeah, I don't know. I think, especially because she's like not spent as much on her son, I think that's a bit unfair. I think it should be even with how much gets spent.
Yeah, I agree. Despite age shouldn't be a factor regarding that. I won't say they need to get equal amount of money, but I mean, a relatively close. I mean, what about £800? It's bizarre. I mean, I'd be happy with 400, but not 800.
All right, Adam.
All right. But yeah, it's...
I guess last year was the Christmas where I got spoiled, I'd say, because I got a new laptop, and Adam, so did you. And that... What did you get, Luke? You don't remember?
I can't remember what I got.
No, I got a new laptop, but it wasn't a necessary thing. Like, I needed it. Do you know what I mean?
Well, if you think about it, we and you got a laptop last year, and with this lockdown for 6-7 months.
It was like a lifesaver,
Yeah,
I'm
I mean,
so
praise the Lord, because I don't like using college laptops.
No. So. But yeah, and then it was my 18th birthday, so obviously, it was my 18th birthday this year, so obviously you get spoiled.
Yeah.
And then, so I kind of understand why I would now start getting less amount.
What did you guys do for your 18th then? Because obviously...
We're not going to talk about what I did for my 18th.
It's still another time about giving money, in it. Don't forget. There's also
no, because this year was difficult. Adam got to celebrate his 18th. Luke, you were in lockdown for your 18th.
Yeah.
I was not in lockdown for my 18th, luckily. But we're not going to talk about what I did on my 18th.
It's only nearly 20 past 11. We're not even past Watershed yet, so...
Oh dear.
I'm going to say I got to go for another, a good 8 hours to get to that point.
My birthday, my 17th birthday, I got a lot spent on me because I went to Leeds Fest, and that was my birthday present.
Would you say though, in terms of spend, there's huge difference between Christmas and birthdays though? Like, should there be a gap, because some people pretty much have the birthday very soon after Christmas, like January, February time. Adam,
mine's in February, and my sister's is in January. So they're all relatively close.
I know somebody that's birthday is 5 days before Christmas.
Wow, that's I don't know what you do for that really.
I think if that was me, I'd be like, join it together, the presents.
Well, yeah, you might as
But
well.
accepting it and actually going along with that idea is probably a lot more difficult than you think. Because you think, oh, it's my birthday today and I'm not getting out for it, you know.
I couldn't imagine having a birthday so close to Christmas. I just couldn't imagine not having a birthday in the summer.
What generally happens with you, Adam? Because obviously you're like quite like short afterwards. Like what generally?
Well, I mean, like I said, my sister's birthday is in January, and obviously budget. Well, for my birthday, it's got to a point now where I just get money, and I like that because I can go and spend it on what I want.
That's what.
And obviously, like I said, budget's not as high as it would be, say, if I had it in, I don't know, October, for instance.
Well, yeah.
Or July.
Why July?
Because that's when my birthday is.
10th of July, isn't it? Well, hey, look at that live on radio. You all heard it.
I didn't even know when her birthday. We're not gonna lie.
Nobody cares. But yeah, like I said, budget ain't as large, but it is what it is. When's your birthday, Lou?
April. So yeah.
See, I knew that.
Did you know that though? What day?
Yep. Like 3rd.
Yeah.
You stop
Is that
swearing,
right?
please.
Did I get it right?
Yeah, you got it right.
And Adam's is the 13th of February.
It is indeed. It's on a Saturday this year as well, next year even. So
Mine's on a Saturday as well.
It? Copying me for?
No.
Don't know when mine is.
It's on a Saturday.
But yeah, we're getting so off topic.
Yeah.
This woman, do you agree that she should spend this much money? No? Yes? Quick answers.
No.
Adam?
It's not the fact that she spent that much, it's more the fact that she's kind of left her son out, you know.
Well, yeah, exactly. You've got to be equal at the end of the day if you've got more than one.
Well, not necessarily equal, but at least close. Guys, and welcome to Vibe Reflects. It is just turned 25 past 11. I saw something on the internet this morning regarding Poundland shoppers complaining after festive till alerts leave them, quoted, humiliated. So from what I've gathered, guys, over the festive season or whatever, Poundland have introduced a new alert system. So basically, at the self-service area, if something basically goes wrong, you hear a voice where Santa speaks. So say if your card gets declined, everybody who can shop knows about it.
And then it starts singing and laughing at you after your car gets declined.
How embarrassing.
So literally, I imagine it's very awkward, especially in a place like Poundland, that your card gets declined. Not saying that Poundland's a bad place, but it is quite bad when your card gets declined in Poundland. And then not only do you feel embarrassed, you have the till laughing at you pretty much.
I'd simply cry.
I just think it's a bad idea in general. I mean, why?
I think it's a bit insensitive. Like, people can't help if their card gets declined.
I understand that obviously other shops do this every year. I think there were one point there were a Star Wars one on somewhere, and there were.
I understand the Santa voice, but why does they need to announce to the whole shop if their card's been declined?
Poundland have done this before, and Poundland never had an issue with it. It just, the voice things are usually on for, say, scan the item again or things like that, etc. That's normally what. And there's never been a problem with that. Poundland have done this before. I think they did it last year. Before they've done it a few times. But when your card gets declined, it's not just an embarrassment. You sort of panic that, oh, can I not get these things? Oh, am I holding up the line? Say, or then a few put you up the spot, and then people start to look at you. So it's not great, is it though? Really, when it's been announced to the everyone in the queue near you, and we obviously at Christmas with it being so there'll be a lot of people shopping. A lot of people are gonna be there.
Well, it happened to me yesterday. I mean, admittedly, what he wanted in Poundland, it were in Libby, where were it? Quality Saver, I think.
Yeah.
And there were people behind me, and I thought to myself, well, I know there's enough money in card.
Yeah.
So I would think to myself, why is it not working? And obviously, Libby admitted, I've used my contactless too much.
Not me, Adam's used it.
I've used it. I use it too much.
Have you? Oh yeah. After a while.
Went all of it, Gaff. I'm telling you. But yeah, it's not nice. And obviously, Santa voice announcing it to entirety at shop even. Well, I don't really want to experience that. Because just because your card declines doesn't mean there's no in your card or all.
No, it's just a mistake.
It might be exactly.
Or you've just used contactless too much.
All right,
Mrs.
Sorry.
You're going to be a banker now instead of a student journalist.
What?
No, you're going on about contactless.
Yeah, that's why people's cards can decline. So this video was shared on TikTok and it has been viewed nearly 150,000 times. The video of the
Santa Claus.
Santa.
Laughing, saying, basically, Santa Claus coming to town, all of that song, checking it twice.
Checking the card twice if it works.
Basically, the warning apparently is, he shouts to the shop, card not accepted, is it on the naughty list?
How embarrassing. Luke, what would you do in that situation? I feel like you'd be like, nah, right.
No,
come down.
I'd just probably strangle it and be like, come on now, you going to accept my card or what? Not taking no for an answer. You're going to accept it.
Well, that's one way to deal with it. How would you deal with it?
I think my heart would drop because A, I want to know why it's declined.
Yeah.
And B, everybody be staring at me like I'm chuffing a fashion model or something like that. Which, like I said, I don't particularly want.
Fashion model?
Is that even a thing?
Why, are you saying Adam's not fashionable?
What are you trying to sell, Libby, right?
Yeah. Sat there and,
what's living grimy?
Yeah, and that, you're looking class today.
Back on topic. The thing is, though, they tried it last year and they're trying it this year and they're getting a load of complaints, so why would they keep doing it?
Because last year we're fine.
It's funny.
I remember.
Yeah, but it's not funny if it happens to you, though, is it?
Libby, if it happened to you, you'd be screaming on the floor crying, I guarantee you.
No, I would not.
You would.
I'd find it funny.
Trust me, you said that, you definitely would not find it funny.
Yes, I will.
No, you won't.
Yes, I would.
No, you won't. Right, moving on anyways, yeah.
I mean, if it happened to Libby, I'd laugh.
Oh yeah, I'd laugh at Libby,
of course you would. Of course you would.
Who wouldn't laugh at Libby?
I can just imagine her, anybody, car declining, yeah, Santa's voice saying, oh.
Especially if you didn't know that this was a thing. If you just went into Poundland.
I didn't know it was a thing till this morning. We're waiting to Poundland this morning.
I know.
Yeah, but obviously it's only at Poundland's like big ones, so like
with self scanners.
So like Cortonwood, Meadowhall, places like that have got the self scanners.
I think we should go just to try it out.
Oh yeah.
Even though we're not allowed, but
no.
Well, since you find it funny, you can do it then.
I will.
We'll be on Snapchat recording
we'll
it.
be on Snapchat recording that. So drain your bank, yeah, and just put a few items in, and then you can test it out for yourself.
Yeah. Okay. And we're back. So there's been some great news, and well, it could be great or it could not be. There's been the vaccine for the COVID-19 has been given out. Finally. So the first woman ever in the UK to get the vaccine was Margaret Keenan, a 90-year-old woman has been given the vaccine.
So far so good. And then they've started straight away. So shortly after she got it, apparently today they've been up north specifically, I think it were Middlesbrough, Newcastle areas like that. They've gone straight in and they've been giving the elderly up there some vaccines as well.
So she turns 91 next week and she has said, I feel so privileged to be the first person vaccinated against COVID-19. It's the best early birthday present I could wish for because it means I can finally look forward to spending more time with my family and friends in the new year after being on my own for most of the year. I think that's lovely. I think that is, and it just proves and shows to everybody out there that's been saying that the vaccine's fake or that it's, you know, a chip to like track us. It's just proving that if a 91-year-old woman can do it, why can't you?
I'm going to say they're going on the argument that I have with people that say all this tracking thing is you put your details into many online sites though.
If the government want to find you, want to know your details, they can.
You literally put your details into every social media that you have. Your email can literally be backtracked to your IP address. I think that's it. Yeah, you can literally backtrack a lot of your details to your, internet address, and you can be found. So I don't agree with the fact they're saying, "Oh, it's tracking that." When you'll quite harmlessly put details into many other places.
You don't think twice about doing that.
No, you don't think twice. Pretty much, taxman knows exactly where you live. There's many other people like companies that you don't think that know where you live. Your bills, all them companies know where you live. So you're scared about being tracked by this, but yet you don't realise that you're probably about 100 companies know your address.
Legit. What do you think, Adam? Do you think that them thinking that it's a chip or like a tracking device is? What do you think about that?
Well, I think either way, this vaccine's is the only solution to the world's problems. I think Boris will agree with that. I'm hoping we'll all agree with that.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, there's a few people hesitant to take the vaccine. I mean, obviously it's not mandatory, as we all know.
Well, I've read and I've seen somewhere that if you want a passport, you can't get one unless you've had the vaccine, and it tells people on your passport that you've had the vaccine. You can't travel, or you can't go into events unless you've had the vaccine, and you have to have proof that you've had it. Which I think is like really clever.
Oh yeah, you've got to, end of day, we're trying to get travel back up and going again. You can't just be like, oh well, this person that's fine, this person, oh well, we'll just send them for anyways. You've got to be strict about it. There's also the argument that in 9 months people don't know the side effects yet. They try, but people
they don't know how long the vaccine's going to last.
Exactly, people don't know. But in terms of the short side effects, let's say things like seizure, other things like that. So far, there's been no sign, and it's been put into people for quite a while. And then people need to realise that a vaccine takes so long because the funding is usually either not there or they're taking so long to get the funding from being sent back and forth. The reason why this vaccine has come so quick is because the entire world has given the unlimited funding and limited time for scientists to do it. So the time scale of it is nothing, weird. That's why people are saying without the chip thing, oh, it's happened so quickly. No, it's just because everybody in the world has literally worked on it.
Yeah,
because everybody needs it.
Yeah, that's the only way it's going to stop is with the vaccine, and we can say this so many times, but there will be people that won't believe us, won't believe that that's how it's going to stop. And I think that by allowing a 90-year-old woman to be the first person to get this vaccine is a good way to show.
Exactly, and there's I think it's just the elderly doing them up. Like obviously in Newcastle, the reports never seen it. An 87-year-old's got it as well, so around the same age. They seem fine. Everything seems.
So it's
good.
Still very early days, but I believe that it'll work. I believe that they wouldn't have put it out if it weren't good enough. Well,
no, it's gone through rigorous testing. Other countries have agreed. I think Scotland have completely agreed with it as well. So it's not. We might be the first, but we're not the only country that's going with this form of vaccine from this company.
Exactly. I think as well the way they're giving it out is good. I think that the fact that they're giving it to elderly first over other people.
I don't give credit to government often. I'll give them credit. They have bought a lot before, even like as a risk, but it's good to go. End of the day. Normally the government takes a lot longer to deal with stuff and generally a lot of delaying stuff. But with this, it's been a straight go. So as soon as it were approved, straight away, which is what we needed at the end of the day.
Well, like Libby said, it's early days, but it's a start.
It's a start.
And obviously, I can understand why maybe people will struggle to accept it, because obviously it's a split division. But like it's a start. I mean, it's a positive start. Whether it'll remain like that, well, time will tell.
And we are back. We have an interesting segment for you today. For those that didn't know, National Pastry Day, believe it or not. Well, we had a few options actually. There's a National Christmas Card Day and there's National Clown Day, something like that. But we've something weird like the art of clownery. But at the end of the day, we've decided to go for National Pastry Day.
Pastry.
Yeah. Literally, it is probably one of the most traditional British things, like, ever. We are pretty much known for our pastries, and we've inspired other countries with our pastries.
What's your favourite type of pastry, Luke?
I don't know really, because it's a tough one, because generally in different environments you think different. Like, for example, football, pretty much the majority of food there is pastry, so generally I'll eat a pie there or let's say a sausage roll there, whereas in normal day I'll eat a steak bake. So like,
I hate steak bakes
because you're uncultured, that's why.
Luke, you got a steak bake this morning. It was cold and you were complaining.
Right.
Every single Wednesday morning, Luke gets a steak bake from Greg's
and it's cold.
And will complain the whole way up
because
to college.
It's cold.
Don't buy one then if you know they're going to be cold.
Well, why should I expect them to be cold? You know, they should be warm.
You'd think you'd learn by now.
No.
How much do you pay for them? I'm not too sure.
Like 150.
Well, what do you expect for 150?
Because it should
I
be
think
warm.
that's a bit of a rip-off.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
To be fair, no, because you know, the amount of time that probably has to be put into actually making it, because pastry's not an easy. If it were all made, say, then 150 is pretty much a bargain. Gonna say, because pastry's one of them things where it takes skill and it takes time.
Well, there's different types. I mean, there's flaky, there's puff, short crust pastry, sweet crust pastry.
Obviously,
what is sweet crust pastry?
Sweet crust pastry even is similar to short crust but sweeter. So short crust is basically simplest and most common. So,
I think that means like your sausage rolls and things like that.
Yeah,
that's short.
Pretty much. Yeah.
I think that's the most common one. Things like pies and like a restaurant puff pastry. Generally,
that is so messy though.
No, it's flaky one that's the
flaky is the messy one.
Flaky's puff pastry's like
it's got many layers, hasn't it?
Yeah, puff pastry basically it looks like he's got a big case on top, but it turns out it's not. He's just fluffy, if you get me.
I don't really eat much that's got pastry. Not at
home. I definitely don't.
No, not at home. I'll have a sausage roll from Greg's.
Oh yeah.
I had one this morning. Very nice.
There's so many variations of pastry, but you know, some might say it's a bit of a dying thing because you know you tend that only the older generation, like the elderly, seem to make it quite a lot, but you never really see any of the younger people really. But they're always bothered about say cakes or brownies or things like that. It never really seems to be passed on regarding.
A lot of the younger people don't really do that type of stuff, as in like bacon and stuff like that. It's more like microwave meals and like takeaways.
Yeah, exactly. But you see, whenever someone does sort of baking stuff, they always go for sweet. Like you've never.
See, I'd prefer savoury over sweet.
Savoury generally, there is a lot. Say compared to sweet and savoury, savoury's got a lot more work in it, but the results of the
I just prefer
savoury.
Do you prefer savoury or?
I don't know what it is.
Savoury.
It's like pastries, like
basically savoury is like anything that's like meat. You know, it's not sweet basically. Can you get there?
Not really.
So savoury is like crisps. You know,
crisps,
sausage rolls, steak bakes, chips.
So what's pies then?
Savoury.
Oh right, savoury then. That's my answer, folks. Savoury. Yeah. I mean, you can't beat a good chicken pie.
Oh no.
What do you mean? Oh, I can't be bothered anymore. I'm not coming on next week, folks. I've resigned.
No, but yeah, it's a traditional part. Everybody pretty much knows of pastries, obviously, and they pretty much at some point in the week will have eaten a pastry of some kind.
I mean, you eat food and you probably don't even realise what it actually is.
Oh yeah, exactly. Nowadays, people we days and things like that. Some people tend to not really look at what they're eating. Such this will be quick. It's more of a nowadays. Is it a quick meal? Is it not a quick meal? It's just more of a I'll just take it and it'll be fine.
Well, it's like sausage rolls. They're pastry. I don't know if you eat them cold or warm, but you don't really think about it. You just throw it in microwave and just.
No, you put sausage rolls in the microwave.
How do you want rolls in the microwave?
What do you mean?
Oh my god!
I can't eat them cold.
You eat them cold?
No, I think they're horrible cold.
When I go to Greg's, Luke's always complaining that it's cold, but I prefer it cold.
I don't eat sausage rolls. I eat steak bakes. Steak bakes need to be warm. There's a difference.
Sausage rolls from Greg's cold are just the better.
No.
Well, back when they're home, you just eat them cold.
I don't eat them.
There's a debate though. Obviously, it's Christmas time, so there's a big debate. Always one that's either hit or miss with mince pies.
Oh god, no.
Oh jeez.
Pastry mince. Basically, I did.
In that shortbread. Wait, no, never mind. Ignore me.
No, it's just mince pies and just pastry filled. I don't even know what it's filled with. I think it's like fruit and other.
Oh.
It's like mix of fruit, mix of like sharpish sort of stuff. It's not like a sweet thing and
stuff. You say sharp?
Yeah, that's like sharp. You've never heard of that saying in terms of food?
No.
No, I'm sorry.
Oh.
What does it mean?
What do you mean? What does it mean? Just means like a strong flavour sort of thing.
Oh.
You could have just said that.
Strong. You could have just said strong.
Well, it's better, innit?
Well, do you like mince pies?
No, do I, heck?
So why do you... Okay.
I thought it's just one of them things where a lot of people either like them or
love
they
them or
don't.
hate them.
Generally, a lot of like teenagers absolutely hate them. I don't know really many.
There's
people
only one
like-
person who likes mince pies.
Oh.
Guess who it is?
Santa.
Yeah. Yeah, she got it. Aye. Actually, I said that, but I've never even tried them though.
Have you not? You should try them. I don't know.
They're interesting.
Yeah, it's weird. Like, they taste weird.
See, a lot of kids eat them because they generally think it's a mince pie. I always used to think they were just beef mince.
Look!
Why? What is it?
It's full of like...
It's like fruit.
It's like fruit and like a
Spice.
lot of spice. Yeah, it's fruit and spice with a load of little bits in.
So it's not a mince pie then, really, is it?
No, but like...
I thought it was like Luke said, actual beef mince.
Yeah,
my
that's why I
God.
used to think it was... Well, sorry, Livy, you can't all be, Oxford, grade material. Like,
Yeah, I'm not.
stop acting it then, right?
I just know what a mince pie is.
Well, yeah, I do now. Didn't used to, but I do now.
Can you
Everybody
imagine-
listen at home, right? Ask yourself one question. What's a mince pie? Yeah? Google it, and then please give us feedback on Twitter, because this is actually frying my brain. I actually thought it was beef mince, like what you'd put in, I don't know.
Tacos.
Yeah, if you want to call it that, yeah.
That tastes so weird, though. Can you imagine? Well, Adam, obviously you've not tried them, but Luke,
Yes.
the pastry on the mince pie. Can you imagine having that with actual beef mince?
Oh, nah, because don't forget it's got icing sugar on top of it as well. So, I'm trying to know what's actually in.
Adam, I think we should get you on to try.
No,
What, a
don't.
mince pie?
Yeah.
Nah, I'm alright, me. I'll take a glass of milk, but not mince pies.
No, you drink milk.
Yeah, what's up with that?
Oh my god.
Why? I don't mind milk as such, but
The only time I'll have milk is if it's on my cereal.
do you like warm milk, Adam? Like,
Yeah, I do actually, with my cereal, yeah. Get it whacked in
Wait, what?
microwave.
You put your sugar.
Yeah, especially cocoa.
Right,
It's the best
this
thing
is
going.
the crime of the century. I don't
How?
know if anyone's... Adam puts his cereals in the microwave. So he literally puts his cereals in, puts his milk in, any cereals, even Weetabix, did you say?
Cocoa Pops.
Cocoa Pops. Oh no.
How long do you put them in the microwave, for, can I ask?
Well, depends how powerful microwave is, I guess. Few minutes. I don't know.
God.
And does it what does it taste like when does it cook it like
Milkshake.
milkshake?
Like warm. Yeah.
Does it
Because
go
oat
thick?
milk goes like, well, for like Cocoa Pops, it goes like, it's just chocolate milk.
Does
with
the milk
Cocoa Pops.
does the milk thicken?
No, not really. It's just warm.
No. Anyways, in terms of mince pies, I have found what a mince pie actually consists of.
Go on then.
Consists of a spicy preserved, like dried fruits, apple, suet, which is a thing that is included in a lot of pastries and things like that. Suet pastry obviously is something, but it's included quite a lot of things. Canned fruit, like rum and brandy, things like that.
So there's alcohol in it.
Some of them, yeah, like what?
She'll be getting some then.
Right, rum or brandy. It's rum or brandy because obviously it's like a preservative in it. So it's used to the fruit just sits in it for ages before it's
So
put into the-
yeah. So I bet it takes forever to make it then.
yeah,
Like, having to prep it all.
I imagine so because I imagine it's got to sit in like the alcohol, and then it's got to get to a point where it's like a mushy consistency. It's like
I hate that word.
mushy.
I'm not going to even bother saying it. So it sounds like a complicated or complex product to make then, really, isn't it?
How have we gone from pastry day to mince pies?
Because it's
Just
pastry.
made a pastry.
It's spoon.
But I thought it was like shortbread.
No.
Isn't that a type of pastry?
Look at a mince pie. You're telling me it's not pastry. I don't know the type of pastry, but
Oh, do you know what kind of are the same pastry as mince pies? Egg custards. Have you ever had them?
No.
oh yeah, I've had egg custard.
What's that?
Yeah.
They're actually quite nice.
Yeah. The pastry of that is like what is on the mince pie.
I'm gonna put a tweet out here, so if I get my spelling right. Tell us, does anyone actually like mince pies? And if so, what recipe do you use or what brand do you buy?
I don't. Oh, honestly, I don't even think my family even buy them at Christmas. Do you think it's a Christmas tradition?
Yeah. Quite generally, as going back to the old generation, mince pies are generally a tradition for them. It's obviously what they used to leave out.
Adam's face right now, if only you could see.
Honestly.
I'm ready to go, mate. No, mince pies, with realising what it actually is, I don't think I'll be trying them anytime soon. I don't know about...
If it was actually beef mince, would you have tried it?
Well, yeah, I mean, I don't mind beef mince, but you've got to obviously warm it up.
Do you reckon people actually warm up mince pies?
I think you can. I think you can do. Yeah, I don't know if people do, but I think some possible. But yeah, so interact with the tweet, guys. I have put out, does anyone actually like mince pies, and if so, what brand of recipe do you buy/make? Let us know on that. But anyways, it's been a pleasure talking to you this week. As per usual, we're back next week, Wednesday at 11 o'clock, and we're hoping that you come reflect with us then.